What's good, my former nice people? I'll say Daniels, your host for Kindness Speaks. We are excited to share with you these life-changing principles on kindness. Happy New Year. We are here in 2021. I'm so excited to get started, and I want to start with our power quote for today, which is character is both how you treat others and how you treat yourself kindly. I'm going to say it again. Character is how you treat others and yourself kindly. Okay, so many times we think of character only being related to other people, but it really is not. It really is both. Ourselves, how we treat ourselves. Sometimes we treat ourselves so badly and so poorly. We cannot give from empty cup. And shout out to the principal, and we did this art project, and I wrote on here, be kind to you. And we painted, she got us paint for everything, and it was like a kind of a therapeutic kind of thing. Shout out Principal Monroe at my school, Nicholas Horn Middle School. But yeah, so be kind to you. This is a reminder to myself. But I'm challenging us that as we talk about character, this month is on character, kindness and character. Okay? So I'm challenging us to be kind to you. Start 2021 being kind and making it part of a daily habit where you're putting you first. Putting you first. Yeah, I said it. Putting you first so you can do more for everybody else. So we got it wrong. And that one of my goals is to realign where we need to be. Because we cannot give from an empty cup. We can't give from an empty cup. This cup is empty. I have nothing to give to anybody else. So we have to fill our cup first. And it's not selfish. It's not being selfish. If I only fill it up for me, then that's when it's being selfish. But our mindset is for others. And if it's for others, we are, what's the word? We are required to fill our cup so we have something to give. I'm getting there. I'm going to go there. But let's get started. Before we get started, I'm just going to share based on what happened at the Capitol. I just want to just talk about this real quick. Number one, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised at the level of privilege and, just the calm demeanor and attitude and just the childlike tantrum, I don't get what I want, so I'm going to stamp my feet and, make a big deal, knowing some kids know that literally nothing will happen to them. The parents aren't going to do nothing, and they kind of dance around the parents and they kind of throw a fit and embarrass them in front of everybody. That's what I saw at the Capitol. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I don't, because it had nothing to do with politics. It just kind of speaks to certain individuals when they don't get their own way. Again, see, when you lose or when things don't go your way, we're in a pandemic, your character tumbles out, whether you wanted to or not. And this is what we're seeing. That's why I wasn't thinking about that situation when I had planning for this new year 2020 as far as the podcasts and blogs and webinars. But I'm glad I did, because character matters. Character matters. Character matters. And we're going to start there. And I'm going to break down in our webinar coming up on the 21st why kindness is a character quality. And today, we're going to break down 3 reasons why being nice is a character flaw. Yes, I said it. I'm going to keep saying it. Being nice is a character flaw. And just like, I remember one day I had all of a sudden I'm driving. I think some of us, I wonder what percentage of us have had this happen, but I think the windshield industry is popular because, you could be driving. I was driving one day randomly, crack. some random rock. I don't know if it was a car in front of me or someone. It was just so random. And all of a sudden, right in the middle of my windshield, there was a crack. And, you've always heard, and I didn't really get it, but I said, oh, it's just a small crack. Yeah, I have the insurance to cover it. I'm going to deal with it eventually. Then all of a sudden, I let 2 weeks go by. I didn't call the insurance. I didn't make an appointment for them to come and replace it. Then you already know what happened. That crack started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Then all of a sudden, it now thank God, again, most of us listening, we are blessed to have the insurance that we have, that we can call, and that's part of it. And so I was blessed so that I can have that covered under the insurance, which I was already paying, and I have to pay extra. But I believe this is why being nice is a character flaw. It's the same principle. Is because we've let it go on for too long. And the problem is that when we let being nice exist in our character, exist in our lives, exist in who we believe we need to be, it causes problems with our vision. And we become a hazard to others on the road of life, just like I was a hazard driving and can't really see. It just takes one little stain on that windshield, some little issue that mars your vision that you cannot see, and it becomes more challenging in order to go forward. I believe being nice is a character flaw that must be addressed sooner than later. 3 reasons I'm going to break down today. Number 1, I'm going to get started. I'm looking at my notes. Being nice is a subtle form of manipulation. See, I got a working definition of what being nice is, and I'm breaking it down here today for today's podcast. Being nice is a subtle form of manipulation. I'm telling you, it's been part of our society and our culture. It's been so ingrained in us, and we teach our children that, let so-and-so play with your toy, and it is subtle. See, we want to banish selfishness, and a lot of us Christians get stuck in this space that we don't want our kids to be considered selfish. We're embarrassed, but we don't understand that if we don't teach them ownership first, then we need to develop. And I get it, and I'm not a parent. I just, work with young people for over 20 years. I've seen it, but I'm not a parent. But the principle is that they must own it for themselves first. Then they will have a desire to willingly give. Oh my goodness, I'm telling you, I'm listening to this book, Boundaries. By the way, mini commercial. If you are over 18, you need to read the book Boundaries by Dr. Henry Clapp. And I'm writing a book right now, and I believe it. I'm gonna just say it. I believe in this book so much, and it transformed my life and changed it for the better. Part of me moving forward, I'm going to start having small groups. And those of you that are interested in studying this book, and you've been too nice. You've lived, and we cannot drag this being nice mindset again with us another year. We are at the beginning of 2021. It's time to sever the cord. It's time to chop that off. It's time to leave that in the past where it needs to be. And moving forward, we can do it now. See, the problem is that we try to make these changes that we all know in 2 or 3 weeks, all these affirmations that, New Year's affirmations that people have made, all of a sudden that they're going to leave. They're just going to drop off and leave. The big reason why New Year's resolutions do not stick is because you try to do it alone, and you isolate yourself, as opposed to being part of a group of like-minded people that are focused on doing similar and or the same goals together. You got to do it together. You got to be a part of a team, a small group or life group, whatever you want to call it. I believe change happens in small groups. I'm a big proponent of that. My life changed in a small group, and I want to help those of us that know. And this is not for everyone. I'm making this is my platform, and what I'm doing moving forward with kindness is a niche. How you say that? Whatever. It's not for everyone. It's for a particular group of us, but it's a big percentage of us. I believe a third of us are struggling with being nice. And we say we want to be a new person, but we still dragging the same old with us year after year. It's become part of our character. And that's where we get into problems, because it becomes a subtle form of manipulation. I'm fine. Remember? And I'm going to keep saying it. Y'all going to get sick of hearing me say it. I'm fearful, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. I'm fine. It's okay. I can do it. Instead of speaking our truth. You knew when they picked up the phone, when you picked up the phone and knew who it was, you saw it on the call ID, you checked the text message, you saw the email, you knew right away what they were going to ask. You already knew. You didn't have to read the subject line, nothing. They were asking for something. You knew you can't do it. You said to yourself for the affirmation, I'm going to spend more time with my family. I'm going to spend more time on my business or my projects or my new CD or whatever it is. Now, I'm thinking I'm old school CDs. Ain't no CDs anymore. Your album, whatever it is, your book, you're supposed to be writing. You're supposed to have written. But you being so nice to everybody else, every time that you answer the phone, you finish with a saying yes and you wish you had said no. It needs to change, because you're being nice and you're lying to people by saying you want to do something, but you don't want to do it. You're lying. You are lying. And we're being nice because we struggle with people pleasing. And some of us really struggle with codependency. It gets deep fast, y'all. But how long are we going to drag this around? How long? How long are we going to drive our cars with these cracks and smears and stuff spilled on top and, the birds and all on our windshield, and we can't see forward. We don't have clear vision. And I believe a lot of us are too nice because we don't have a clear vision. If we had a clear vision and we knew what we wanted to accomplish, then we will be willing and capable and more courageous on saying no, because we can see clearly what needs to be done. Once we get there, then the yeses can come, but the no needs to start. And the most successful people moving forward in 2020 say no to almost everything. Some of us hearing this, and even I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, listen, this book and this movement that I'm starting, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Making the shift from being nice to being kind, it's uncomfortable for me, and it's going to be uncomfortable for us. But we need to do it together. We need to do it together. Because we have drug it around, this being nice, and I'm sticking with the car analogy. We've been driving and trying to see and trying to navigate life, but we have these cracks in our character. And it's time to deal with character. We must be deliberate and focused on what we need to improve on and change who we are on the inside when nobody else is looking. So point number one is a subtle form of manipulation and really deception. I got to add that. It's a subtle form of manipulation and deception. When we say one thing, but we really mean another. And we use flattery. To some of us on the other side, we are the controller. We say certain things. We don't really mean it. It's not coming from a genuine place, but we give these flattery comments and try to make the other person feel good so that we can drag the yes up out of them. 2020, I keep saying I'm stuck on 2020, y'all. 2021 is here. We cannot afford, literally, figuratively, spiritually, emotionally, we cannot afford to continue to drag this around. This mindset, this paradigm, this mentality that is not serving us. Point number two. Let me keep going. The reason why being nice is a character flaw, point number two is that the truth is avoided. The truth is avoided. We don't speak the truth, because we are afraid of hurting someone's feelings. And that's legit. Now, I'm not saying that we need to be some ogre and harsh and overly critical, but there's a balance. And the problem is that we We, our culture hasn't done an awesome job. Some parents have done a great job. And I applaud you all because you understand these principles that need to be applied to our children, the young people, so that when they grow older, they learn how to speak the truth and when to speak the truth with discernment, with kindness, with compassion and tact. But they've spoken the truth. We need to speak the truth and speak our truth in 2021 moving forward. That's why, and I said in the commercial, but I need everybody to sign up, go to kindnesstofine.com. I can't think of anything more important, but I developed and wrote out 12 kindness personal affirmations, and I put in the PDF, and I'm going to add a section where you can make it fillable. What I'm challenging each one of us to do, I'm encouraging you to do, is to take whatever the affirmation is, and all 12 of them, I want you to take each day, and I'm going to be on IG Live breaking down and sharing with everybody my summary of what each of those means and how to break it down, how to apply it to your life, right? And what I want us to do is what I want you to do is to take that affirmation and put it in your own words. And then I want you to start speaking it over yourself. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. My goal is that I don't want to be a religious podcast, webinar platform. I want to be a spiritual, focus 100% on spiritual principles that are immediately applicable to your life. That's my goal. And I don't care what religion you come up under, but I believe I'm a follower of Christ, and I believe that the Bible is chock full of spiritual principles. Whether you agree with it or not, you don't. I promise you that life and death are in the power of the tongue. I promise you that. Just like gravity, if I had to jump off this roof, something's gonna break. So we need to start applying this thing to our lives, speaking it over ourselves, moving forward in 2021. Sign up on kindnesstofine.com for the webinar, and I'm going to send you a free copy of the PDF fillable 12 kindness affirmations that we must, personal ones, we could speak over ourselves, speak about ourselves, affirm ourselves. So we have something to give. Fill our cup. Remember, we're filling our cup this year. We got to fill our cup first. We have to do it. If we need 3 months, 6 months, quarter, 3/4 of the year, a year, 2 years, whatever it is, we've been giving for years, plural, decades, some of us, and never took the time to fill our own cup first. You know who you are. You know, that's why you clicked on here. I believe that's who you are. And my goal is to start a movement to create a safe space in which for us to share honestly and transparently. Again, this is not for everyone. And if you come in the group, and once I finally get it all set up, and this is not agreeing with, and it's not agreeing with you, then I'm going to kindly yet clearly ask you to step to be taken out of the group. Okay, I'm not playing with this thing. It's too serious, and we're tired. Some of us are exhausted because we've been nice for the majority of our lives. It's time to be kind. Kindness is clear. Kindness is freedom. I promise you, because it's spiritual, it's biblical. Point number 3: being nice stifles maturity and growth and leaves everyone exactly the same. How many of y'all tired of being the same person that you were year after year? We're just dragging around the same person over and over. We haven't grown. We haven't matured. We haven't scaled. We haven't expanded our territory. We haven't done the things we said we wanted to do because we're so busy helping everybody else. But when we finally do the thing we said we're going to do, we'll have more resources, more money, more time in which to do and bless and help others. Help everybody else. Oh man, I need us to get there. I need us to get there. I'm challenging us for 2021. But the challenge is the truth is supposed to set us free. It's supposed to set us free. But for a lot of us, it hasn't. Because we're the same person that we were. And we're being nice instead of learning how to speak our truth. how to speak it. Not if we're going to speak it, but how to speak our truth. Now, again, there are intimate relationships, marriages, friendships, family, etc. I'd rather us, with a safe space in which to do it wrong, to make mistakes, and to learn and to make adjustments, make those little tiny radio dial adjustments in how and when, etc., using discernment and tact and compassion and kindness, how to do it. I'd rather learn that at home than have to have somebody out there, outside of my home, tell me I'm wrong, tell me things that will hurt. That I believe they'll hurt my feelings more than someone here, because someone in my home, someone in our family, someone in our friendship knows us better than anybody else, but for whatever reason, they're being too nice and don't want to speak the truth to us. I'd be hurt. Like, man, you saw me with that thing in my tooth. You ain't say nothing to me when we was at dinner. Now I'm in the meeting. Now I'm on the Zoom with the stuff in my teeth. You saw it. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to. I'm going to end here because I promise you, on the webinar coming up on January 21st, two Thursdays from now at 7 p.m., we are going to break it down. But I wanted to start off, each one of these podcasts leading up to the webinar is about character. Character matters, y'all. We see, and it matters more the higher up it goes up the leadership chain. It matters exponentially more. And I believe each one of us needs to be a leader in our own lane. Lead in your lane. That's what I got to get a t-shirt. Like LeVar Ball has a t-shirt, stay in your lane. See, the problem with a lot of us, I'm coming up with a new word for introvert, by the way. I'm tired of introvert. I'm tired of chameleon. I'm tired of all these with these kind of negative connotations. I'm tired of it. Nobody's speaking negative over me. I've spoken negative over myself long enough. I want what defines me, maybe the goal is to be an ambivert, where I gain energy from being alone. I got to come up with that. If you have a name or a phrase or whatever, share it with me. Because I don't, extroverts, they seem to get all the praise, but at the same time, they know how to see, they able to apply the principles, they able to speak with confidence and not worry about, making mistakes. They just do it confidently. And by the way, that book, that album, that online course, man, what else are people trying to do? That business, there are a lot of people doing it wrong out there. And I'm going to put the quote somewhere online and remind everybody, I'm going to shout her out that made this quote, but there's a lot of people that we see, we see people doing it wrong. The same thing we want to do, we see them doing it wrong. They're not only doing it wrong, but they are doing it confidently and charging the premium and getting paid. While we sitting there being nice, not doing what we're supposed to do, being bitter that we're watching them get paid and be successful, but we don't want to step out and do it. That needs to end in 2021. That needs to be over. That's what we need to cancel. Cancel being nice. Hashtag cancel being nice. That's my new hashtag. I'm putting it in the blog, in my post. Hashtag cancel nice as it applies to people. Things are nice. This is a nice, I just got this new water jug. It's glass. I like that better. It has a top. I only have to take the top off to fill it up. This is a nice water, bottle. This thing is nice, but we should not define people as nice. And y'all gonna see even more of that when the book drops. It's getting ready to drop. I got the cover. Man, I'm excited. It's coming. But we need to do this together. And I'm challenging us. I want to start a movement of kindness. We are leaving being nice in 2020 and never to look back. How many of y'all want to go back to 2020? And start that year over. Start from March. Start over. Y'all want to go back there? But see, the problem is the year might change chronologically, but we need to change, and it starts with character. Thank you guys for hopping on and check it out. Webinar, podcast. I'm already thinking about the webinar. Podcast number 9. Talk about 3 reasons why being nice is a character flaw. I'm so glad you guys joined us. Again, if you haven't already, follow us on IG at kindnesstofind.com or at kindnesstofind, and then go to the website and register for the upcoming webinar, kindnesstofind.com. And remember, kind people, let me start over. Remember, nice people do finish last, but kind ones rise to the top. Let's go.